Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Joey Galvez, one half of your host of Explain Yourself, and I want to let you guys know about a really cool book from our friend of the show, Eli Shockey. This one is called The Greylock, and it's a story where magic is a commodity. Potions are sold at corner stores. Orcs and dwarves earn a living in cubicles, not on the battlefields. But there are those who resist the house's magic's laws. Branded a criminal and forced to live as a wand for hire, there is a spell slinger they call the Greylock. Check this one out. You guys can pre-order issue 3 right now with code JAN241939, and make sure you guys are heading over to your favorite LCS and letting them know that you want Greylock number 3 and maybe pick up the first 2 issues. You could do that at the Scout web store. So make sure you guys are grabbing the Greylock number 3, JAN241939 at previewsworld.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is my co-host with the
Sesame and Carta.
Sesame and Carta. Sesame and Carta. So we're sticking with this, huh?
We're sticking with it. It's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's got permanent sticking charm. It's not going away.
A permanent sticking charm. Is that like a
What's that?
Is a sticking charm like a magical thing?
Yeah, it's from Harry Potter, but I'm pretty sure other books talk about it too. So
Yes. So, yes, it is a magical charm created by a transphobic person. Anyways, so because that's how they work. Anyways, today on the show, we are covering Legends of Tomorrow, Season 7, Episode 9, entitled Lowest Common Denominator. Directed by Eric Dean Seaton, written by James Egan and Emily Cheever. Yeah, so we've taken a little bit break here from the from covering Legends of Tomorrow. But this episode here was a pretty good one, so we decided we wanted to cover it. What were your thoughts on this episode here, Matt?
I really loved it. I would rank it pretty much tied with the penultimate episode of season 5. I think it was titled the one where we're all trapped on TV or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Where they're kind of making fun of like Downton Abbey and like Star Trek and other kind of shows.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite episodes of Legends, and I think this one really ties it up. I just think it was really funny. I like the fact that Legends has basically just become a comedy at this point. Like, it's not even a superhero show at all anymore, so it's just kind of hilarious. But it's like, unfortunately, I think, it had to take Rip Hunter, dying for that to happen. But, I think after he sacrificed himself to kill the demon Malice, or Malice, rather, is how it's pronounced, pretty much the show just progressively went into comedy territory after that.
Yeah. I do like when they have different types of genres per episode and everything. This was kind of interesting because it was like a reality TV show.
Indeed.
So, anyways, what happens in this episode here, Matt?
Well, it's hard to say because I've only watched it 3 times so far, and read several articles about it. Excuse me. So, it's a little bit hard to say, but no. What happens is after the previous episode, Paranoid Android, where we find out that there's a different what they call Evil Gideon out there who has her own sets of Legends of Tomorrow, who are basically androids, and they're they view themselves as like they're real legends, and that our legends are like basically just fucking up the timeline, so they got to go and clean up their mess. So we find out pretty much after that that Sarah Lance, the robot Sarah Lance, figures out that they're all androids, and unfortunately she's kind of brainwashed back into being an android again. And but anyway, so that's kind of just playing off of that. So in here, right before they're about to be killed, Gideon, who's now takes on a human form, but she still has the same like computer abilities that she did when she was just an AI. She sends them to John Constantine's pocket dimension, which, as we know, is literally inside of hell. So she took them to hell. I mean, that's what happened. And
like you do.
And so they're pretty much like you do, and she's kind of she's having issues with being human, because she's starting to get used to feeling human emotions and things such as failure and stuff like that, things that she wasn't really used to experiencing. So she's kind of doubting herself, thinking that she made a mistake. She's let them down. We find out why she thinks that later on, but anyway, so the scientist, I forgot, Constantine's ancestor, I forgot his name, Gwyn. Yeah, sorry, Gwyn. He's the one who invented time travel. He hears Alan, who
is he Constantine's ancestor?
His partner in war. Well, I just assumed he is, just because he looks just like him.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
how else? They haven't stated that, have they?
No, but how else would someone be an exact doppelganger of you without being an ancestor? It just seems like
they could be
an obvious thing.
Or it could just be that we see him looking like that, but the people there don't.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I guess they haven't confirmed it. I guess I
don't know. It's maybe because I've watched soap operas for years, and I've seen actors come back as different characters on the same show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one guy who used to play Franco on General Hospital now plays another character. And before that he played another character. So
well, okay, yeah, I mean, it's quite possible that he's not. I just assumed he was. That was just my own.
Well, I mean, he might be.
Assumption with him.
Yeah, but Gwyn Davies is his name. Yeah.
Yeah, Gwyn Davies. He's the inventor of time travel, and that's where they got him to basically build a time machine. So he's kind of just taking a moment for himself, just sort of to get his bearings, and he hears a voice, and it turns out that it's Alan from the war, who was like one of his favorite people from the war, and he blames himself for Alan being ambushed and dying during the war. So he opens the door to help him, but instead he opens into a portal to hell. There's all these flames and stuff like that, and then he's kind of freaking out. The temperature's rising throughout the rest of the the pocket dimensions. until they find out, like, oh shit, someone's opened the door, and basically basically Gwen ends up letting through what is called the Cursed Crew, which were a film crew that were so desperate to have a successful reality TV show that they sold their souls in order to do so, but now they're beholden to a demon who forces them just to do reality TV shows from hell until they can actually like capture like an authentic moment. And as we all know, reality TV is notorious for being fake, and so basically the idea is that they're never going to be free. They're always going to.
Does this explain the existence of the Jersey Shore?
Well, this episode heavily borrows itself from the Jersey. I mean, like extremely, extremely borrows stuff from. I mean, even when it comes to the freaking tanning, you start seeing the changes, the subtle changes. So actually, it was Zari and Nate, but no, it was Zari. Zari. the I'm just gonna say it. I know I shouldn't say it. I think the new Zari is way cooler than the old Zari. That's just me. It's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Original Zari's cool. She's cool, but I'm attracted to femininity. It's just me. It's my person. That's just what I'm attracted to. So, that's just me. So, like, her personality and stuff like that. I'm drawn more to that than the original Zari. But that's just my personal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone's got their own thing.
I like old Zari better, but that's just me. So.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's that we all have our own. Our own stuff, but she's the one that figures out first that they're being manipulated, because she was about to kiss Nate, and then they I forgot what else happens. They're all looking for Gideon, I think, at one point, and then they all scream because Gideon and Gary have been sleeping together for, I don't know, at least a couple of weeks at this point in their timeline. And they're all screaming upstairs, so everyone thinks something terrible is happening. Like a demon or a monster came through the hell portal, but no, it's because they caught Gideon and Gary in bed. And then this sort of sets up a little bit of the theme of this episode too, where everyone is sort of ever so subtly blaming Gideon for like being unfocused because she's sleeping with Gary, or she's having a relationship with Gary. And that's why, she accidentally sent them to the pocket dimension instead of somewhere else. So that kind of plays out later in the episode. So that's an important little factoid right there. So yeah, what else happened,
Well, okay, basically what we got going on here is Astra ends up going to the Lowest Common Denominator Productions to shut the show down after, she kind of figures out what's going on. She's followed there by Bayrod, who, has a big crush on her. The guy who's in charge of the show, his name is Harris Leeds. He threatens to kill and take take Bayrod's soul to keep the show running. Sarah, while this is going on, Sarah is shirking strategizing with Ava a plan to have a vacation kind of honeymoon sort of thing. So that's going on. We got the whole thing, like we were saying, with Nate and Zari are arguing about his relationship with Zari Tomas, aka Zari 1.0.
Or OG, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, geez, Ari. Yeah, the so while that's going on, Gwen has come up with a plan to rescue Franz Ferdinand to stop World War One. And while this is all going on, Gary is dumped by Gideon because she believes, like you were saying earlier, that, you know, her judgment has been clouded by her relationship with Gary. So yeah, we've got all this like reality TV shit going on, basically. All these, you know,
It's so funny.
high stakes drama for stupid little things, you know.
It is so funny, dude. I mean, like, I can't tell you. I watched it 3 times. I'm probably gonna watch it again later tonight, actually. Because like you got like, and like the changes happen so subtly. Like Nate's tan line like starts getting progressively darker, and he starts lifting weights and shit.
Yeah.
It's like
Becoming like one of the
It's
guys on
just so-
Jersey Shore. Yeah.
yeah, like he even starts talking like one of the characters from what I'm just gonna say it, characters, because they are character, not real people. I mean, they're
Yeah.
real people, but they're playing characters. But and then, like he starts talking like one of the dudes, and like you can sort of see the very sub, like, because like Sarah, you know, she puts on these earrings that she normally wouldn't wear, and then that's when she starts talking about wanting to plan a vacation to go to a beach house that apparently they own, which they'd never ever talked about before. But like Ava's like the only one that seems not really affected by it, which is weird. Like no one really, like that was never really acknowledged in the episode, that Ava really wasn't affected by any of this. Like she knew what was going on the whole time.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the show never really acknowledged. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because she's a clone that she couldn't. Maybe she can't be affected the same way or something. I'm not sure. But well, I don't know, because Gideon was AI and now she's human. So whatever. Could have just been Ava being Ava. But
Sarah's a clone.
But yeah,
too.
you got Nate lifting weight. Yeah, well, that's right. Sarah's a clone now too. So yeah, who knows? It could have just been the way they went with it. But yeah, you got Nate lifting weights, and Gary's, basically having a full blown breakdown about Gideon breaking up with him, and Nate's like trying to cheer him up, like, you can't trust dames, man. Like every time you think you can, they, the only thing you can trust are gains. And he like flexes his muscles, all this, bro shit, like, oh god, it's just such a funny episode.
Have you ever watched The Jersey Shore?
Just a couple episodes.
Yeah, so I tried to watch it years ago. So like a few years back, I had to follow around for like 2 days straight one of the people from the Jersey Shore with a camera. With Angelina Provarnik, who I'm still friends with. But anyways, I mean, she was actually pretty cool, but it's just such a weird thing, and she was filling us in on how how fake that show is. How they'll have arguments,
right, yeah.
they'll have arguments, and then they'll have to re-record the argument.
Oh wow!
Like right after it, if they didn't get the right angles or something like that, they'll like make them fight again.
It's like, yeah, can we do that? Oh, take 2. Try to keep the same emotion. No,
yeah.
Yeah, there's so many good lines though, like Zari, Tarazi, and Nate, like oh god, they get into this argument where they're like, just thinking about it, like us getting together, it's just kind of like blah. And she's like, oh, okay, but I am an exact genetic, copy of, so like, the only difference between us is our personalities. And not 20 minutes ago you called me your time bro Ed. So surely you're not saying it's my personality, right? Surely. Like the way she says it. He's like, did I say not in a million years? No, I meant not in 10 million years. So they get in like, and by the way, can I just say that the actress who plays Zari is such a good actress, how she portrays completely different personalities of herself. Yeah.
She is a really good actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's like my favorite characters on the show, plural.
Yeah, characters. Yeah, definitely one of the best additions, really, of the show. Bayrard's pretty cool too. He started in season 5, but well, technically at the end of season 4, but like the last 30 seconds of the season. But that's the other thing. So Bayrard's got his own story going on as well, where like, where he's like, this chill guy, smokes weed, he's no worries, it's like his whole persona or whatever. We find out there's more to him than that too. And plus too, I think what they did with him, because like, and this is not me getting on some kind of moral high horse or anything like that, but I have noticed that like when it comes to like substance use and stuff like that like in like the mainstream culture, at least, like maybe it's just who you surround yourself with, but like there does seem to be like this like alcoholism is bad, but like marijuana use is like, it's harmless, it's fine, it's like, well, it's a substance, it's a drug, just like anything else is, so it's like ipso facto that could also be abused, right? Like just like going by logic, right? But there does seem, at least from, again, it could just be the corners of the internet or people you talk to, who knows, but just from my sort of perspective and my experience, there does seem to be this kind of attitude of like, you can't do too much marijuana, like there's no such thing, but like any other drug you can. And I'm like, well, that's
like it's Jello.
That sounds like someone that almost sounds like someone who has a problem would say about their particular drug of choice, wouldn't it? Though, like if alcohol was your drug of choice, you'd be like, oh, of course you can't drink too much, it's fine, or heroin. Well, not heroin, but anyway. So like Bayrard's his whole personality's been about like smoke weed and be chill, or eat edibles and be chill or whatever. So so the reality demon guy, he's trying to like nudge him back into to doing that. And he's pretty much what ends the spell by just like throwing the whole plate of edibles on the floor and just breaking the glass and basically just like breaking down and crying in front of everyone, saying like, hey, I get sad sometimes, I get scared a lot, the first time I ever failed at anything was on our own reality TV show, Keeping Up with the Tarazis, which is obviously a callback to Keeping Up the Kardashians. And that's literally what then like causes the cursed brood to, I'm kind of jumping all over the place here in this episode, but
that's fine. I'm hoping that people listen to this that have seen the episode, so they understand. But it's a
hopefully that they're just getting an opinion. Yeah.
Did you want to take a quick break here, Matt, and then we'll come back and talk about the rest of this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
No Outlet Live.
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live.
If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here. Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
And we are back. Back in black.
Ugh. Don't do it. Yeah. If you heard one AC/DC song, you've heard half of them.
Yes, at least. Maybe all.
Maybe. No, if you go to their earlier stuff, like their first album is pretty decent. It really is. But I'd say maybe the first two albums. But
Yeah.
pretty much anything after that is just a repeat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because, sometimes you like that really steady rock beat. It's just like a, mid-tempo. It's not too fast, not too slow. It's just like that nice, perfect kind of cruising zone. Sometimes you like that, but that's not the only thing that you like. So
Yeah, it's like Big Bang Theory. Anyway, so sometimes you like that mid-tempo sitcom. Anyway, so the there's some talent there. Kind of repeat yourself.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Hey man, hey, you just gotta be positive about that stuff.
yeah. Yep, you gotta, just realize that, not everything can be, understood by 2.5 men. And, yep. Chuck Lorre did write the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, though, so that's cool. Anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he write the music or just the lyrics?
I think just the lyrics, but still.
So it doesn't even count. Wow, the lyrics are like 2 words. Like,
No, it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Heroes in a half
So that's 3. That's
Turtle
repeats.
power. But then because there are lyrics to it. It's like
That's just.
they describe each of the turtles. So he may have written the music too. I don't know.
But that. Okay, so if he at least wrote the music, then at least that's something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever. It's fine. He's a billionaire or
Mhm.
millionaire, and we're struggling to survive. But hey, that's that's fine.
That's fine. If you're listening to this by any reason at all, Chuck Lorre, please be on the show. I would love to talk to you about your career.
Yeah.
I have many questions. Many questions about like how many times you can recycle the Odd Couple. Anyway, so
Wow.
sorry. I mean, Dharma and Greg is the Odd Couple, except for they're married. 2.5 Men is Odd Couple at a kid.
Yeah. Big Bang Theory, Odd Couple. Be Positive, Odd Couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mike and Molly.
Oh, he did that one too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did he also remake the actual Odd Couple with Matthew Perry as well?
No, that was somebody else.
Okay, that's hilarious. This is someone else. It's like,
Yep. And that was actually a good show.
They won't give him the job either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty decent. You know what else is decent Matthew Perry was in? He was in this show called it was called like Moving On or something like that, or Grief or something like that. Like his wife died and he was like he had like a radio show for like sports stuff like that.
I think it was called Go On.
Yeah. Go on, yeah. They only had one season. That was a good show. Why they gotta cancel everything Matthew Perry's on? Because they canceled that other show he was on, which was something to do with Orange something. I don't remember.
He was also in Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, which was really good. That was one season too.
Maybe that's one of actually.
But yeah, no, we should cover those shows for our future podcasts.
Yeah, that sounds
Cover the
like a
pilots
good
for
idea.
those shows. Yes, if you want us to, let us know. Mike@cullenpark.com. Anyway, so that's my email address, by the way. Don't just shout that out into the ether because that won't help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not yet.
yeah. You gotta actually get into an email client and then send a message to me. You know. I mean, you could send it by carrier pigeon if you want.
Well, yeah, it'll take a while, but
It is what it is.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
we've got this episode here. We've got
Yeah.
so like I said, Gideon dumped Gary, believing he was clouding her judgment. She then instigates more fighting, leading Gary to eat Bishop's time device that they have. You know, because that happens.
That's what you do. I mean,
It's a good source of iron.
Did she just put it in his stomach area?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Bayrod comes back from from hell. Well, from the outside of the pocket thing that they're in.
Yeah.
And he ends up admitting his emotional vulnerability, interrupting all of the drama long enough, and being so honest that the cursed crew is able to leave. So, because they were looking for a moment of true emotion and honesty. And that's what they found in Bayrod.
Bayrod saved the day, yeah.
So as everyone then starts to reconcile their fights and feelings and stuff and the reality TV bullshit that they got going on. And so Astra and Bayrod end up admitting their feelings for one another.
Mm-hmm.
And then randomly Gideon suggests, not randomly, but coincidentally, suggests that they travel to 1914 Sarajevo to stop the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. Which is very surprising to most of the legends.
Wait,
so.
wait a minute. Logical Gideon wants to stop World War I?
Yeah.
Would also stop World War II by just deductive logic and
by theory
pretty
of
much any other
theory of the butterfly effect, eventually everything would, so.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I'm not referring to the movie The Butterfly Effect, the concept of the butterfly effect. So.
Yeah, we're not talking about that movie or the sequel right now, at least.
Or the third one.
Oh, I didn't know they made a third one.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. I actually like the
wow.
The second one's actually pretty good. But anyway, so
yeah, I've heard my uncle likes that one a lot, so
yeah.
It might be pretty good.
We should cover it for a future podcast. In our direct-to-video, Direct from Hell series.
Cool. Oh, I thought of something too. By the way, my uncle's name was Gary, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And but I thought of something earlier, but I forgot to write it down that we could cover for some direct to help. I'll talk to you later about it because I don't remember the exact name of it.
Okay,
I don't want to
that's
waste
fine.
too much time just rambling.
Yes.
But,
If you guys out there have any suggestions for anything you'd like us to cover, again, make sure you email me at mike@cullenpark.com. I'd love to hear any suggestions. Okay, what are your final thoughts on this episode, though, Matt?
just pretty much what I started off with. I mean, I think it's Legends at its best. You know, where it's like they understand that it's a comedy show now. Like, I mean, there are supernatural elements to it. You know, there's sci-fi. You know, obviously time travel, stuff like that. But it knows its place now within the Arrowverse, like completely, and it completely accepts itself in role now. Like, it's not like, if you notice, like they almost never wear like their original like superhero costumes anymore, like at all. Like, if you watch like the first season, like they're always wearing it, and like season 2, and it's only like around like midway season 3 they start wearing it less and less, and then pretty much like you just don't even wear it at all anymore. And it's and I think that's not an accident. I think they do that on purpose, the showrunners. I just love the episode. I mean, I've watched it 3 times, probably going to watch it a 4th time tonight. I just think it's hilarious, like the satire of it. Like I said, it reminds me of the penultimate episode of season 5 when they're all stuck in the TV show, where it's like so meta, but it's also satirical. They're kind of making fun of themselves at the same time, but they're making fun. But it's like a sort of like a humble brag, because like at this point everybody knows that Legends is the best Arrowverse show. It's just a fact, okay? Everyone knows it. And it used to be like, it's just a fact. It's an objective fact. I mean, it's got the best writing. It's got the best acting. It's just a reality. Get over it. It's just like how the sun shines, and it's just it's whatever. But they make fun of themselves, knowing full well that they're the best show right now, and they have been for quite a while within the Arrowverse. So it's like they're not really making fun of themselves. It's almost like they're pretending to make fun of themselves to make the other shows feel better about not being as good, especially The Flash. Excuse me. I'm sorry, because The Flash sucks now for the last 2 seasons. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, I'm not caught up on them, but Batwoman and Superman and Lois are both pretty good, too. And I mean, and Stargirl is technically part of the Arrowverse, so that's good, too, though. So, so...
Oh, that's true. Stargirl, yeah. That's right, Stargirl. Well, that's right. I'm used to the Arrowverse being crappy, so I forgot that Stargirl is actually technically in it.
Yeah.
and Superman and Lois, obviously.
Yeah, and Superman and Lois is just an amazing show by itself. And, and Batwoman has a lot of good going for it, too. So, yeah. Anyways, also, just some Legends news that I read recently. Donald Faison is joining the show at the end of the season.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, as in the guy who played Turk on Scrubs and stuff like that. There's rumors that he's playing Booster Gold, which is a character from the comics. He I don't know if he's joining like as a main cast member or if he's just going to be a guest star in one episode, but he will be in the season finale. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So that I can't wait to see that because I love Donald Faison. So, yeah. And
yeah, me too. Oh my god!
I didn't listen to it yet, but in recent episode of Fake Doctors, Real Friends podcast with him and Zach Braff, he talks about who he's playing, but they bleep out every time he says who it is. So, no clue on who he's playing though. I mean, but a lot of people are suggesting it's probably Booster Gold. So. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Let us know who you think it might be if you can at mike@cullenpark.com or on our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, wherever you want to message us. Just let us know.
Our tax.
Send us a carrier pigeon. Smoke signals.
Yeah, carrier pigeon. A smoke signal.
Snail mail
do you
letter.
know if yeah, yeah. Well, no, the post office is evil now. Apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know if they're gonna? Did they renew it for season 8 or not yet?
Not officially yet.
Not official. Okay.
I really hope they do. If they don't, they're stupid.
Yeah.
I do not know what the ratings are like right now this season, so who knows? So, I know the ratings aren't always the greatest for the show, so.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because more people need to start watching it.
Yeah. Because it would suck if Donald Faison shows up at the season finale and that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know.
That's it. You had one episode.
That's how I'd like to end things, you know. Last day of my life, I'd like Donald Faison to show up and then I die.
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't want him to kill me, though, so... but...
Well, no. Don't. Yeah.
I want it to be like I'm in hospice as an old man. And Donald Faison, who's older than me, will be there for some reason. But see, I don't know. I don't know if he'd be joining the cast because he was actually in the pilot that they shot for the Powerpuff Girls TV series. He was supposed to be a main cast member in that, but they're reshooting that, retooling it. That he was in the Powerpuff Girls live action pilot.
What's that?
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, he was in that?
Yeah, he was in the pilot for that. He was playing the professor, doctor, or whatever guy that was their dad.
Oh, okay.
And he they I guess they shot the pilot and CW didn't like it that much, so they're reshooting it. So who knows if he'll be part of that show. But it'd be really cool if he joined the main cast of Legends.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that thoroughly. They need some new blood every season, so that'd be cool if they did have him join. Anyways, any other thoughts here, Matt, before we wrap things up?
What's that? Sorry, you broke up again.
Any other thoughts before we wrap things up?
Oh no, I think I've said everything that I want to say.
Okay. Well, folks, make sure you subscribe to our all of our social media. Follow us wherever you can. Make sure you subscribe to the show where you're listening to us now. Give us a 5-star review anywhere that you can. I know you can on Apple and on Joe Rogan's Spotify. And I think he owns it now, right?
Yeah, it's him. I mean, he dictates everything. Yeah, so.
I mean, I can't really say much because we're distributed by Spotify, but
you gotta be careful though. We can't disseminate accurate vaccine information. We might get kicked off for being
that's
pro-vaccine.
true.
So we gotta be careful about that.
Yeah, just don't listen to us for medical advice. Don't listen to Joe Rogan for medical advice either. Don't listen to anybody on Spotify really for medical advice unless they're a doctor. Like a real doctor.
What's that? Sorry, you broke up again for a
I
while.
was just saying, just don't listen to us as long as you listen to a real doctor about medicine. But anyways, until next time, folks. Be safe. Wear a mask. Wear a condom. And bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.